Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Go Vols Extra 1-on-1. I'm Tennessee men's basketball beat writer Ben Frederickson. This is columnist Mike Strange. We're here to recap Tennessee's season opening loss to VCU and also look ahead to Thursday's game against Texas Southern. It'll be 7 p.m. at Thompson Bowling Arena. You can watch that game on Fox Sports Net if you're interested. I guess, Mike, just to start out, Tennessee hit the road for a pretty tough season opener. Got down by as much as 20 points to VCU. Ended up making it a little bit closer of a game in the second half. First impressions of that game from your end?
Well, a lot of turnovers, and at halftime you thought this was really going to get ugly, but you were there, you know better than I, but it looked like in the second half they showed a lot of competitive, a lot of fight, got it back to, 8 or 9 points a couple of times, and maybe if they'd hit some free throws, a couple of three balls, who knows? Yeah,
tough night shooting from behind the arc, tough night at the free throw line, about 51%, which is probably not. I think Donnie Tyndall is hoping that's not going to be a regular occurrence for this team. But I think if you're looking for a positive, it was how they responded after halftime. You knew this team was going to be overmatched against a VCU team that deserves to be a top 20 team. But you have to look at the way they responded and played on a night where they weren't shooting the ball well. I mean, to get it within 8 points 3 times in the second half, I think shows that this team will fight. Another big thing that Tyndall pointed to that was a big theme this week was offensive rebounding. The lack of it on offensive rebounding in terms of not being able to stop VCU from crashing the boards. They scored about 22 second chance points in that game. If you factor some of those out, they would really make it a closer game. So Tennessee is missing guys like Jarnell Stokes and John Mayman, who they could kind of lean on for the rebounding. They're going to have to get all 5 guys involved when it comes to crashing the boards.
If you're at a not playing with a blue chip talent roster, so to speak, and we know Donnie Tyndall's had to scramble to put together a roster, you've really got to win the hustle stats like rebounding to make up some of the difference.
Yeah, and speaking of scrambling to put together a roster, leads us to Texas Southern.
Right.
Team similar to Tennessee in some ways in that they were both in Dayton for the first 4 games
of the
NCAA tournament last season. They both lost more than half of their scoring from that season. They're both relying on some transfers and some new faces to help them out. Mike Davis is the coach, a former coach at Indiana, and he's got an interesting recruiting strategy down there. He's not going to go out and get freshmen. He's going to go get second and third chance guys. And their biggest challenge is going to be, can they get all those guys to play together?
Yeah, like a lot of they're not even mid-major. They're a small major program, and it's really hard to go out and get blue chip freshmen. So they kind of scan the transfer wire and give guys second chances, third chances, maybe even fourth chances. And mention some of the names that will be playing here and where they've been at other schools.
Yeah, some new faces for Texas Southern that Tennessee fans are going to learn. On Thursday, Tawny Collier, he is a JUCO transfer. He's averaging about 20 points a game, 4 rebounds for Texas Southern. DeVarrell Biggs, averaging about 14 points, 3 rebounds. And then Chris Thomas, not the new Sentinel writer Chris Thomas, but the Marshall transfer.
Yeah, this guy's got game.
The Marshall transfer, who's averaging about 13 points and about 7 rebounds as well. So those guys are all new to Texas Southern. They're going to be names that Tennessee fans will probably get to know by the time the night's over.
Yeah, Texas Southern has played twice so far, both on the road. They lost big at Eastern Washington and also lost pretty big at Indiana. But having played at Indiana, you wouldn't think that they're going to be wowed by coming into Thompson Bowling Arena.
No, I don't think so. I think they're a team that's going to get better as the season goes along, as they learn to play with each other as well, just like Tennessee will. So it'll be interesting to see who can improve fastest. That'll do it for us. You can follow all of our coverage of the game at GoVolsExtra.com. If you have questions or comments, you can get a hold of us at Twitter. I'm at Ben_Fred. And Strange, you want to tell them your Twitter handle?
StrangeMike44.
Thanks.